System one should give emphasis on first different parts of brain and their functions, like especially the different functional areas of brain, different parts of forebrain, different parts of midbrain, different parts of hindbrain. Similarly, when you are doing spinal cord, you should also learn about the different types of reflex action. Similarly, the names of cranial nerves, 12 cranial nerves is found in human beings, whether the nerves are sensory, whether they are mixed or motor, and their distribution as well. Then when you are doing autonomic nervous system, you should give emphasis on the comparison between two parts of autonomic nervous system, that is sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. You should also learn the structure of neurons, their types, and examples where such neurons are located in our body. In this chapter, what we are going to discuss is how the impulse is generated and how they are conducted along the whole length of neuron and from one neuron to other neuron, because two neurons lies in contact at synapse. Synapse is a space where two neurons are not exactly joined. There is a little space between two. So if a impulse is generated in neuron, they have to transmit to the next neuron. How they are transmitted? This aspect is called synaptic transmission, which we will be discussing later on. This is diagrammatic or graphic representation of nerve impulse generation and their conduction. Different aspects of nerve impulse conduction mechanism is resting membrane potential, which is minus 70 millivolt. This part is called DP, depolarization. RP means repolarization, and this part is called hyperpolarization. Different aspect of first we have to see what is nerve impulse. Nerve impulse is sum total of physical and chemical changes created by a threshold stimulus resulting into the propagation of a wave along the neuron. Nerve impulse is also called as wave of depolarization because it travels in the form of depolarization. Depolarization means outside of the neuron is electronegative as compared to inside. So when a nerve impulse is also called as wave of depolarization. Before we discuss the mechanism of generation of nerve impulse, we should know some basics. Basics are a neuron follows all or none law. All or none law means neurons stimulus either creates a response or not at all. Second basic aspect is conductivity and excitability. Excitability is a property of neuron which refers to generation of nerve impulse when a threshold stimulus is applied. And second property is conductivity. Conductivity means when once an impulse is generated, it is conducted along whole length of nerve fiber. Certain other important aspects are different channels on plasma membrane. Plasma membrane contains different types of channels. One channel called ion channels. Ion channels are potassium channel and sodium channel, through which ions diffuses. In a plasma membrane contains more potassium channel than sodium channels. Other channel called voltage gated channel. Voltage gated channels are for sodium, for potassium, and for calcium. These channels normally remains closed. They open when a certain voltage difference is generated. Other channel called ligand gated channel. Ligand is a chemical When such chemicals are present, some specific channel opens, otherwise they remain closed. These are voltage gated channel, you can see in the diagram. This is diagram of a axon, the part of neuron. This is axon. Axon is like a cylinder. The cytoplasm of axon is called exoplasm. The outside fluid is called extracellular fluid. So fluid is present here as well as here. This fluid contains some ions, but the concentration of ions varies on two sides of the membrane. The inside of the membrane, which is filled with exoplasm, is rich in potassium ion. So potassium concentration is more in exoplasm as compared to ECF. Similarly, in ECF, sodium concentration is more as compared to exoplasm. Exoplasm also contains some negatively charged group, like it contains phosphate, but phosphate groups are not free. They are found in association with ATP, and there is no channel in the plasma membrane for ATP, so that ATP cannot diffuse outside. Similarly, exoplasm also contains some negatively charged amino acids, but they are the part of protein, and protein cannot move outside. So negatively charged ions cannot move outside because they are not free to move. They are part of some other complex. These are about ion channels. The first aspect in generation of resting membrane, in generation of nerve impulse, is generation of resting membrane potential. Resting membrane, when a neuron is in resting stage, it always maintains a potential difference minus 70 millivolt. Minus 70 millivolt potential difference is called resting membrane potential. When a neuron is maintaining minus 70 millivolt potential difference, it can perceive a stimulus. If the potential difference is below minus 70 or more 70 millivolt, it cannot perceive a stimulus. So how such resting membrane potential is achieved? See,